Explosions at night, satellite imagery of refinery damage, all tanks burning, headlines flash, Ukraine strikes deep in Russia, Moscow threatens response, NATO monitoring situation. In a bold and escalation move, Ukraine has launched a new wave of drone strikes deep inside Russian territory, this time targeting critical oil infrastructure. Map animation showing Ukrainian drones training into western Russia. Locations like Bryansk, Smolensk and Belgorod lighting up. Over the past 74 hours, Ukrainian drones struck multiple refineries, fuel drops and energy terminals in western Russia, including facilities in Bryansk, Oryol and Kursk. Explosions and fires were reported at three major fuel sites. This severely disrupted oil production and raising fear of wider energy shocks. Black smoke clouds, fire crews responding, civilians evacuation nearby areas. Videos verified by independent analysts show large-scale damage to oil tanks and pipelines. Russian emergency crews were deployed to control the fires, but officially admit operations at several refineries are now offline. Satellite imagery, Analysts reviewing aerial view. According to satellite data, the scale and precision of the attacks mark a significant upgrade in Ukraine's long-range drone capabilities, allowing to strike targets hundreds of miles from the border. Ukrainian official giving press briefing. Ukrainian defense officials say the strikes are part of a broader strategy to weaken Russian war economy by directly targeting its energy infrastructure that fuels military logistics. Ukrainian officials say that we will continue to bring the war home to those who launch aggression against us. Russian government response, Kremlin spokesperson, Putin footage. Moscow has confident and condemned the strikes as acts of terrorism. Russian officials now a harsh response accusing Ukraine of crossing a red line by hitting critical civilian infrastructure. President Putin has condemned emergency meetings with Russian states media calling for escalated military action, including strikes on Ukrainian government facilities. NATO, SQ, US and European military officials speaking and radar surveillance footage. The attacks are also raising concerns among NATO allies. While the alliance continues to back Ukrainian military, officials are closely monitoring whether Russia might use the strikes to justify border retaliation. NATO spokesperson said that we argue all sides to avoid escalation, but the Ukraine has the right to defend itself and disrupt the machinery of invasion. Global oil prices spike, energy analysts weigh in. Meanwhile, global energy markets have taken notice. Oil prices spiked 3% on news of the refinery attacks, with analysts warning that continued strikes on Russian oil could cause border market instability. Russia remains one of the world's top oil exporters, and sustained disruption could ripple far beyond the battlefield. Ukrainian drones launching, Russian oil fires at night, tense international meeting. As Ukraine pushes the war deeper into Russian territory, the conflict is entering a new phase, one that blends military pressure, economic warfare, and global geopolitical risk. The world is watching closely and to see the Moscow what does next and how far Ukraine is willing to go. Ukraine's long-range strategy expands, Russia vows response, NATO on alert. For continuing coverage of the war in Ukraine, subscribe and stay informed.